Ja, grüß euch, das ist der Freeman und heute sind wir in Wien. Freeman Studio haben wir outgesourced nach Wien, ins Café Nusch. Neben mir sitzt der Terrence. Hallo Terrence.
Hallo.
Und wir wollen ein bisschen über alles Mögliche plaudern, was wir so am Herzen haben, wo wir uns denken, das ist gerade wichtig. Aus verschiedenen Perspektiven. Wir werden ein bisschen Englisch reden, vielleicht dazwischen nochmal ein bisschen was übersetzen. Schauen wir, was rauskommt. Terrence, it's been a long time since we've been planning to do this
Oh, yeah.
video.
It's been a while.
Yeah. So I want to hand the microphone over to you just to maybe introduce yourself from scratch.
Whew. Hmm. That's a grand question. Who are we? That remains to be seen. But what I choose not to be is my choice. We're always going to ask who we are, but we always have a choice to make who we want to be. So when you ask me, who am I? I am a living being, a human being, just like you. But I guess the only real difference is through experience and the learning of history, I have learned that not everything is like you say it is. And it's sure as shit not what you think it is. And I choose to stand up and do something for a better world as best as I'm able. Punk.
That's a nice one, the living being perspective. So that every man, as we are able to see this, to watch this on YouTube and other mediums, the human being aspect. So it doesn't depend on where you come from.
Doesn't depend on your sex, your race, your creed, your color, what religion, which is insane, you wish to worship. What matters is that you have the right to believe what you want and act in accordance without doing violence, just like anybody else. And when a mass population around the world are saying, wake the fuck up, you might want to listen.
Yeah, what would you think would be the main obligation once we reject the construct of states and nationalities and other concepts of dividing the people from each other? What would be the main obligation to come together as one living being, mankind?
I don't have the answers. I'm still trying to figure that out myself, but I think if you really think about the things you're doing before you fucking do them, you might make a bit of a better world. I mean, it makes no sense to me. I've had this conversation over and over again. This is what makes no sense to me.
Yeah, what is the world you're talking about? The world, the concept of the world. Because in Austrian, once you say the world, this would be in die Verwirbelten. Like after the whirlpool, then you're a world. You know?
Well, I know this. This is something I learned. We're all connected. You can sit here and think you're better than anybody else or any other life form on this planet all you want. And I'm going to call you a sociopathic, delusional, ignorant entity. Please learn. We're all connected. I don't give a shit if you're a plant or a carbon-based enzyme. We're all carbon-based. And if you can't figure that out, I don't know what's wrong with you. I really don't. You confuse the shit out of me. There's a great song by Eddie Vedder, Society. Listen to that song, man.
Reflect it.
And reflect the words that are being said. I mean, please, don't be lonely without me. But I don't want to be a part of your insanity. It's sociopathic. It's inhumane. I have the right to live how I want to live and believe what the fuck I want to believe, just like every one of you, and none of you have the right to tell anybody, let alone use force, how to live. And I'm sorry, but
let's say into that, as long as you do no harm.
as long as you do no
Yeah.
harm, you have a right to defend yourself. Every living entity on this planet has that right. It's inalienable. It can't be taken away unless you choose not to act upon it and allow some lunatic who says they're your authority. Really? Do you even know what the word authority means? It means the author of, which means the people have to speak it. Not one person just gets to say, oh, you get to do what I get to do or what I tell you to. That's insanity. Please stop following the insane train. Get off.
The insane train. This is a nice, a nice word. The insane train. What was it that that made you talk about the insane train? What was it that you found out about the world?
Experience-wise, like
Yeah.
some of my experiences in life. Oh,
The lies, the lies. What the people think it is in comparison to that, what really is.
well, shit, man. Everything's a contract. Punk. That's it. I don't give a shit if I am discussing something with you and we make a deal and an agreement. That's a fucking contract. Look it up in law. It's called verbal contract. You can write anything down on a napkin. Once two people sign it and it's witnessed, it's a contract. So whatever's on there is a contract. Bottom line, if they want you to sign something, they want you to sign a contract. Have the common sense to read the motherfucker. I know it's confusing. And it is. It's absolutely insane. The words they use, they do so manipulative shit. They use the Roman casing system to confuse you. So you look at the word law, but you don't understand, or excuse me, comprehend that if you spell it with the lowercase l, A-W, you're talking about commerce contract law. Punk. That's it. If you spell it with an uppercase L, you're talking about human rights. Punked. Common law, which still exists even here in Austria, and people around the world in the millions are fighting for this. It's not dead. I mean, we're all grown up. This is common law. The basis of common law is this. We all grow up. It's not okay to attack people. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't steal. Be honest. Don't vote for someone else to do it on your own behalf. That's insanity. That's insanity. It's still robbery. Punked. I agree with a border system to an extent. But, oh my God, the insanity that goes on just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Stop signing contracts, or at least have the intelligence to actually take the time to decipher words and what they truly mean. Because when you read shit and it just says it's against the law or it's within the law that you can do blah, 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 you better make sure you know which law you're talking about. Stop signing contracts.
Let's talk about the words, because there is that thing called Black's Law Dictionary.
Genau, which is a massive amount of fucking confusion. You got literally four, 6 categories of the legal definition of the word person. Do you know what a fucking person is? Persona. Hello. Good God.
Yeah, we have the same in the German. It's not the Black's Law Dictionary in German. It's the Köbler Juristisches Wörterbuch. And there as well you find all these definitions and distinguishing small little nuances of differences in the meaning.
Just by the capitalization of one letter. By the capitalization of one letter.
Yeah.
And it changed the whole different meaning of the context. Yeah. Everything. I don't blame you. I did the same thing you're doing. Just sign shit and agree to it. And then I realized, wait a minute, this is insane. All these regulations are being placed on me that I just do not agree with. They're inhumane. It just doesn't make fucking sense.
Let's go back. Let's go back to birth. Once we go back to birth, then we can realize that any little thing we know about the system, the world, the contract thing, and the capitals, and we've been told that. This wasn't in us as a being, like we said before. We are living beings. We've been told what we're talking about.
Being indoctrinated.
Yes, we've been
programmed.
And this is what from my point of view, this is to be realized first.
Oh man, Dick Ike, and I don't agree with everything the man says. I don't, but he's got a lot of good information right on the fucking money. But one of the key things he says that I admire is, oh shit, what was it? What was the question again?
This was no question. You started to say something.
I forget what it is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. But talking about the money issue that you brought in a few whiles ago. The money is a big, big concern around the globe that it's as it is.
Oh, would say anybody who believes in money is actually insane. Realistic terms, things are only of value because you deem them of value. Right now, the money system, if you wish to call it that, is, look, as long as you're using the dollar and the euro, the only thing you're doing is supporting war. Going buying gas for your car, you're supporting war. Pedophilia, criminalistic behavior, plain and simple. No parent, and I'm a parent, could tell me the rationality behind telling me, one, you would never want your children in slavery or working in child slavery, and you would never work under really horrid conditions. But you have no fucking problem buying shit like Nike shoes or IKEA or half a dozen other fucking corporations just feeds your ego.
Well, it's not evident. It's not evident. Once you buy Nike shoes, then you don't see the misery around them.
Well, that's the problem. You can't argue the point. It's either you don't want your children to be slaves and you don't want to be a slave, but then that also means you need to take into conscientious consumerism and buy products. Like here in Austria, I try and buy as many products as I can from Austrians, but it's beyond me why an apple from Austria is 3 times the price of a GMO apple from Spain.
Yeah, South Africa.
Or South Africa or some shit like that. That's insane. Please. And then anybody who wants to try and grow real food are told they have to follow all sorts of regulations in order to do so. Please don't follow them. They're regulations. They're not law.
Yeah, this would make the cross between ranting and bringing the solution. Because what would be the solution?
Well, the solution is peaceful rebellion. Punk. Say no. Most powerful word on the planet. Say no. I'm not doing it. Fuck you. Seriously. You're insane. You can't justify being inhumane with some regulation made by a corporation. We don't have governments in the world. They're all corporations. Please wake up. Go to a library. Read some fucking books. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Austria is too busy censoring half the fucking information you really need to know. Like they put people like Harvey Freeman in prison. For what? For what? Writing a book. In the end, it's writing a book and letting the people of Austria know what the hell is going on. Please wake up.
Yes, please wake up. But once you wake up the people, you know, the first half hour, you can forget them.
Well, that's a whole different set of insanity right there. We have so many famous people throughout time and history, most of which have been assassinated, that said some of the most philosophical things that just made fucking sense. And instead of practicing that, you assassinate them or chase them down and call them terrorists because we speak what we feel is the truth. Okay.
You know, when you say every state on the planet is a corporation, I know what you're talking about. Some people out there know what you're talking about, and the others say, "Oh, that's all crap and bullshit." And on the other side, what would be the difference if there weren't corporations? Let's say we still have the king or the Caesar or whatever. This is another authority telling you how to live.
Okay, here's a good way to answer this one, in my opinion anyway. I get accused a lot of times in a lot of the groups, common law, OPPT, all of them. I go to as many as I can because there's a constant learning factor. And I made this term up myself. Ausleben is learning. Wenn du nichts lernen, du nichts leben. Punkt. And the second part of that is giving our knowledge to the next generation in hopes of a better world. Whew. Stop following the insanity, man. No one has the right to tell you what to do. And you don't have the right to tell anybody else what to do.
Yeah, especially if it's by a piece of paper.
Especially if it's by a piece of paper. Unless you honestly meant to honor that document, don't fucking sign it. And don't be stupid enough to just sign shit. You're not dealing with governments anymore. These are corporations. You can look it up online. Austria is owned by the United States. So everything that the United States dictates will happen here in Austria. The NDAA exists. They will kill you.
May I ask a question? Shit. Could it be possible that once we say the United States, that Austria is a part of that term?
As a
United
corporation,
States.
not as a country. There's two different things. There's the United States of America, and then there's the United States. United States, look it up. Hale versus Hinkle. U.S. Supreme Court ruled. It's a corporation. It's not a government body, period. It was bankrupt for hundreds of years. Seriously. Puerto Rico closed their business license. Austria was owned by the United States. Legally speaking, even in commerce law, means all property is forfeited back to the people. All of it. Your public transportation, I love your public transportation, but it's controlled by a United States corporation. Punked. The water. Your energy. I'm sorry, what part of an income tax is a false tax? And just because you give it a warm, fuzzy term like income tax doesn't make it any less of armed robbery and terrorism. Because as soon as you threaten anybody with a gun or violence or imprisonment, you're committing an act of terrorism. That's international law. Look it up. Hello. Read. Bitte.
What do you think could be a possible transformation, step by step, from being a corporation to a common unity of free living beings?
Oh, wow. Shoot.
This is what we're into.
That's what we really want, but I can't really give any definitive answers. I can give ideas.
Yeah.
That's all I can give, is ideas. I'm not telling you this is how it should be. I'm just saying, here's a few ideas.
How it could be.
How it could be.
Yeah.
How about stop thinking your ego and money is more important. Stop buying shit you know is causing harm to other people on the planet. It's an insane festival year after year every time shit like iPhone comes out. Everybody's got to go get one. Do you realize that there are children being kidnapped in Africa who are the only ones small enough to dig one fucking mineral out of the planet so you can have your iPhone? Really? And you want to try and convince me you don't believe in child slavery? Fuck you.
Do your research.
Do your research, man. Do your research.
Palm oil.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, and look at what's going on. It's all fear mongering, all fear tactics. It's got people in Austria so scared that the gun sales of Austria beat 1 year gun sales in America alone in 1 month. Einen Monat.
So we have to let that calm down.
Wow.
And give it a few seconds. Take a sip and say it again.
The gun sales in Austria beat 1 year of gun sales in America in 1 month. Einen Monat.
This is unbelievable.
But I'll tell you what, majority of the people that bought those guns were women. And I applaud you. I do. I applaud you. You are a human being with unalienable rights, and the situation that all this chaos has caused has put everybody at risk. And I pray every day. I hope for the best. I pray for the worst.
Yeah, but this would end up in fear-mongering.
Could end up in fear-mongering. I mean, and it's a tricky situation. It really is. But it is a scary situation, and I don't have the answers. The only thing I can say is, look, realize you're living under corporate bylaw. I'm here in Austria. I have no citizenship. I am staatenlos. Staatenlos? Staatenlos.
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 Yeah.
Because I realized that I didn't want to be a part of an insane, inhumane system.
So how can it be that you are staatenlos and you're living here, then you are not living in Austria because you're living on the planet and the other people are playing Austria around you?
Well, there you go. I mean, you can claim whatever the hell you want. I see you as a human being in my book. In my book, you're a human being. Look, ancestry-wise, I come from the last kings of fucking Ireland. Good God, I don't pretend to be someone's duke or priest.
Yeah, this was the people playing Ireland.
Yeah, this is the people playing Ireland. You want to claim you're from Austria? Go ahead, right? I just see a human being. That's all I see. And I think and it constantly hits me in the head, oh, this is how the creator, God, Yahweh, I don't care what name you give, whatever spirituality you believe in. I just look at it as, this is going to be an interesting situation with every person I meet. And I met some great people here in Austria, really great people. And if I'm a classified as domestic terrorist for speaking my mind, I would call you a terrorist because you're the one using violence.
Yeah, it's about the harm. It's about the harm.
Come on. We're all taught the golden rule. Good God. Practice what the fuck you preach, for God's sake. You know, I mean, here's a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. There was a Christian pastor somewhere, I think he was in India, standing on his little soapbox, preaching out, God is blah, 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 whatever he was saying. And Gandhi just asked him a simple question. He's like, if your God is so great, why don't you step off that box and just go do it? practice what you preach. Good God, you're a human being, and we have unalienable rights, or you're not. That's the world we live in. You're a piece of fucking property, an employee dictated to by insane people. Personnel. And it's a conundrum, because what are you supposed to do? I mean, I like the idea of Iceland, what Iceland did, which we don't ever get to hear about anymore. It seems to be the only logically compassionate landmass on the planet so far that I've seen where they actually changed their constitution, realized what was going on, put the people that were being criminals in prison, rewrote the constitution, truly publicly elected new members in office who are honoring their oath. And I'm wondering, why can't Austria do that? Why can't everybody else do that? Why can't the people just say, yeah, you're right, we get it, you're done?
Just to make it funny a bit again, you know, when you're talking about a constitution, then this is that piece of paper where all these missions of the people are written down. It's a piece of paper, you know. And you know what constitution in Austrian means?
Well, constitution.
Constitution, this means geh die Brausen.
Yeah.
You can take a shower.
You can take a shower.
Yes,
Wow.
you can go and take a shower, geh die Brausen, Constitution.
So that
This
means
is-
you can rewrite the Constitution every day, every time you soap up.
Yeah, once you're soaped up, then...
I mean, do you people realize that because the United States is a corporation that's supposed to be the parent company of Austria, that means the Constitution of 1871, the corporate Constitution of the United States, is the standing constitution for Austria. You don't have a constitution. The last constitution that you actually had is actually in Moscow. And if you contact them, they'll tell you the exact same shit. So will Czechoslovakia, Poland, Ukraine. Come on, it's all documented.
It's called Constitution law. It's a Gesetz.
It's a gazette.
Yeah.
It's a gazette. And, oh, man, a lot of people ask me about White Hope and Ataya. It's funny because now there's a situation where crimes, which I call crimes, is requesting and or issuing orders, depending on how you see it, for the 42 people that were kidnapped and held hostage just for speaking their mind and trying to do a peaceful action are being called forth. And here's the joke of it all. Here's the joke of it all. Because I cannot be prosecuted under the Gazette because I have no contract with Corporation Österreich. I am staatenlos. That makes me just me. I am. I exist. I have the right to say and do as I please. I have to follow one law. It's a two-part law. Do no harm. Cause no loss. And
How nice.
golden rule factor, folks. How hard can that fucking be? You all were taught it. Use some rationality here. You can't vote people in office who claim to be a public service but do not serve you in any regard. And especially under international corporate bylaw. A government and a corporation cannot exist in the same entity. That is international law. Please go read shit like the Lisbon Treaty, the Geneva Convention, the EU Compact. I can name multiple documents, and I will have them on a YouTube page. My Facebook account was canceled because I kept getting out too much truthful information. So the Tower of Mordor that you got sitting over here, what is it, Pratistern? No, it's not Pratistern. On the island, good God, I see the Tower of Mordor. If you took a clip of the Tower of Mordor and put it right next to that, the only thing missing from that tower is a great big eyeball. That's it. Hello, NSA. Hello, motherfuckers. Get out of here. The TIPP, or whatever the hell they want to call it this week. Read it. Seriously, the NDAA. Agenda 21. I can give you documents for every concentration camp, which they call FEMA. It's a concentration camp. Throughout America, there's over 400 of them. Concentration camps, crematoriums. It's the fucking truth.
Once you say get out of here, NSA get out of here, and they don't go, then there's the other solution. We go out of here, of the concept. We go out of the concept. We leave the concept of the written world. And here we are, as free living beings.
I hope the thing I constantly try and keep on my mind is positive, because I get it. It makes sense to me, the whole consciousness factor. We create our own world. It does make sense to me. But it's hard not to ignore all the bullshit.
Once you ignore, you can't get away from it.
You can't get away from it.
You have to look at it and decide not to be part of it anymore.
Genau. You literally have to decide not to be a part of it, and just do it, and have the courage to fucking stand your ground. I get asked this question a lot. I mean, I was asked earlier by Nora. A lot of the police officers were afraid of you because you're wearing a knife. And I didn't really give a good answer. Here's my answer. What were they really afraid of? Because they all had guns. And they are all standing most of the time outside of 21 feet of me, which is, if you ask any martial artist or anybody who's trained with guns or a knife, will tell you is the practical range for an attack with a knife. They all had guns standing over 21 feet away. I offered no violence. And the only thing we asked in White Fiddle was that you don't come with guns. Come talk to us. That's all we want. It's a fucking conversation. We want justice. Dialogue. Rational, logical thinking shit. Come on. And you talk about the UN, the biggest corporation on the planet next to the fucking Vatican. Gah. Do some research, man. And because I speak what I feel, I'm a threat. My question is this. Are you afraid because I got a knife? Or are you afraid because I'm willing to die for what I believe in, and that's for the sanctity and protection of human life, or all life, period.
Maybe they were afraid of themselves, because once I see that you wearing a knife, then I think of what I could do with a knife, and then maybe I could be afraid, because I never know what you do with your knife.
It's still a choice. It's still a choice. You can kill anybody with anything on this fucking planet. From a pencil to a sewing needle to your jacket, the hand. And you clarify everything that is usually used in those capacities as a weapon. But have some common sense. A gun doesn't shoot people. People shoot people. A knife doesn't stab people. But which, by the way, is the number one weapon. If you did a historical criminalistic fact check, the number one weapon most women use against their partner. So we're supposed to ban all knives? You choose to use the shit. Granted, it's a shotgun for most men. The balance is still the same. You're dead. Dead is dead. And then you gotta ask yourself, what the fuck is death? We hear a lot.
What makes the item the weapon?
You make the item. You are the only one that can use that tool or that piece of cloth or that piece of string, it doesn't matter, to harm somebody. You make the fucking choice. Granted, you always have the right to defend yourself. You don't have a right to attack anybody. And you don't have the right to enforce your beliefs upon anybody. I don't give a shit what sex you are, what religion you choose to believe in, what your fucking skin color is. In the end, you're a human being. When are you going to stop allowing the people who keep telling you the same rational shit you deep down inside all of you think and feel, but for some reason don't have the courage to actually stand on and risk it all? What's the point of living if you don't do that? To exist?
Yeah, to function or to live.
I want to live, man. I want to meet different cultures and speak to different people. I won't agree with everything you say, and I am a blunt and honest, in-your-face kind of guy. I am. But again, I got to ask, are you afraid of me, or are you afraid of your own ability to achieve the same power? You have it. It's in you. Do it. You have it. You don't need to lead. I get accused of wanting to be the fucking leader. Here's my question to that. Where the fuck are you going? You need a leader or need me to lead you. Lead your fucking self. I'm not a leader of anything. I'm just me. I just want to live. I want to learn. And if that's a crime, I'm going to question your intelligence level. I'm sorry. Please rethink.
Please rethink, yes. This can't be a crime.
Das ist keine Crime.
It's kind of crime.
You know, what I really want right now, what angers me the most about Weitvital is 42 people, fellow living human beings who were born and raised here in Austria, were kidnapped and held hostage. And people like Weidecker and everybody in association with her are getting away with human rights violation and kidnapping and an act of terrorism. Under Article 23 of their Constitution, which is not even in existence, it's just a piece of paper. It was never ever voted in by any of you. Their Constitution, the Austrian Constitution, was never ever voted in, never ever ratified. According to Article 23, they're supposed to pay me compensation. They held me in prison for 3 months. They stuck me in a mental health facility and tortured me. They were giving them orders, all the doctors' orders, to give me electrical shock therapy.
In Austria.
In Austria.
Boah.
What part of the insanity boat did you fall off of? And I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy. I get inoculated with toxic chemicals that I have no idea what it is, and then get called a psychopath and a neo-Nazi and all sorts of shit. I mean, I got the uniform right over there of the Order of Malta. They show in a paper clipping me in an Order of Malta, Malteser, is that the correct term? Malteser uniform. Supposed to be a humanitarian aid organization. That's why I joined. I gave up everything I knew to come and just be human and use the knowledge I've gained throughout my time to help my fellow human being. I'm wearing a Malteser uniform, for God's sake, and you people blur out all the insignia and call me a neo-Nazi?
They did it with me as well.
This is insane. Here's the insanity part about it. And this is, after doing some research, here's a fact. Look it up. Don't believe me. Fucking look it up your damn self. It was the Order of Malta, the founding member of the fucking CIA, a Jesuit, founding member of the CIA, the most terroristic organization on the fucking planet. I know. I used to work for them. Just like you're doing now. Wake up. You're paying for your own demise.
Well, you know, it sounds so confusing when we mix it all up together and the Maltese and the CIA and the corporation and Austria.
They're all
and peace treaties
incorporated.
and all, yeah. And
Read
so,
it. Read the documents. Look, those documents are there for a fucking reason. And when the same people that claim to be following them are not following them, there's a definite issue at hand. And the only people that's going to be able to fix it is, guess who? You! Take some fucking responsibility, for God's sake. Please, bitte. I get haunted with this statement. As long as you do not touch the schnitzel and the beer for alles Österreich, they will be calm. I got a gag for you, buddy. Here you go. Here's your schnitzel and beer.
The Austrian, the typical Austrian. Yeah.
Bitte. And I don't say this to be insulting to you. If you're insulted, that's your fucking problem, not mine. Good God. I'm making a point. Stop sitting in your cafes, drinking your beer and eating your schnitzel, and whining about shit. Get off your asses. We're all in this together. Pumped. We're all in this together. And if you don't wake up, you're gonna find you possibly, I pray every day you don't, but you will possibly find yourself in there.
Entschuldigt, ist der Ton schon wieder ausgefallen, jetzt ist es aus. Jetzt haben wir auch keinen Ton mehr gehabt, deswegen haben wir jetzt aufgehört.
In die letzten 5 Minuten.
In die letzten 5 Minuten, in the last 5 minutes, the sound, nein,
Low Battery, sagt man da, ja.
ja, es hat aufgegeben.
Hey, danke für die Info, aber
Ja, auf denen bist du noch drauf,
da sind wir noch.
auf der nicht.
Zumindest ohne Ton.
Bild ist ohne Ton.
Yeah.
Bild ist da.
Okay, we lost the sound from the microphone because the battery is low.
Alright.
Okay, for the
I
last
got
4
that.
or 5 minutes.
You only got 4 or 5 minutes left.
The last
No.
4 or 5
The
minutes.
last 4 minutes was without
Mic.
audio.
When I'm standing the last time beside the camera, the sound works.
So we're gonna have to intermix audio. Sounds like,
Yeah, we have the audio on these cameras,
yeah.
so we can in the mix the.
So
the
we don't
audio.
use the mic anymore.
Yeah, we can put the microphone aside because there's no signal anymore. Or we use the other batteries. Wait a second. Where's the other microphone?
What type of batteries do you need? Double A?
Yes.
Double A?
Wo ist denn das andere Mikro? Darf ich das schnell? Weil da sind frische Batterien drin.
I only got triples.
Nein, die sind draußen. Danke.
Leider nicht.
Okay.
I only got triple A's.
Yeah, well, so what we could do. Wie lange rennt schon die Aufnahme? Sieht man das? Hat er einen Zähler drauf?
Na, da ist keine Zeit. Also bei mir rennt es knapp eine halbe Stunde jetzt dann.
Yeah. Because half an hour would be great. Otherwise
Yeah.
the people
Yeah.
would
There's so much
fall
to say,
asleep.
man.
Yeah. And so maybe as a last point,
Mhm.
what could one do after this video to Google?
Ah, you want to go? Start with the Lisbon Treaty. Go
The
ahead.
Lisbon Treaty.
Lisbon Treaty.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, this is their problem. It doesn't matter what document you read. You also need to get Black's Law and be able to distinguish what words and what definition they're using when they write something. It's all for yourself. Read the
Yeah,
Law
this is
of
part of my
Nations.
work, you know, I
You
do it
know.
in my talks,
Read,
I talk about the definition.
read things like the Law of Nations, which is the primary document that talks about sovereignty and common law and what law is, and there's a difference between commerce and true justice. Big difference. Get some courage. Read this here. Sovereign's got, or the pool. There's oh my God. There's so many documents you can read. You just Google
Just
in.
start researching.
Just start researching.
Start researching.
There's so many.
Researching.
I can't even
And
name
questioning
them all.
things.
But I'll tell you what, for those of you, I'll leave a link to all the documents I have at the bottom of this video on YouTube. I will leave a link. You can go there and read them your damn self. Come to your own free freaking thinking conclusion. That's all I ask you to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And then take action. Have the courage to fucking take action. Nazis are Nazis.
Be inspired.
Period. Be inspired. You don't need religion to tell you what to fucking do. Stop listening to it. The golden rule is there. It's all written on your heart. And your heart is one of the biggest brains in your body. You've just been taught otherwise. Stop being indoctrinated or educated and be learned. Big difference. Bitte. Leave me alone. Hey, pay me my compensation, except here's the kick. Here's the kick. For them to actually, what I really want is for every one of them to be indicted and brought before the people. But if I'm going to get compensation of any kind, I only want a piece of land to take care of and be responsible of until I pass on, where I can teach bushcrafting and natural living. Period.
Yeah, this is a big
I don't
issue.
want your euros.
That's a big issue.
Your euros are meaningless to me. And I can sit here and demand or command or ask for it to be paid to me in gold and silver shilling in order for me to even help the Austrian economy in a better way outside of a fiat currency. I just want a piece of land. That's all I want. I know where I want it at or the area. But I would really like people to take responsibility. Stand up.
Well, this is a part of the solution which we were talking about before when I asked you what would be the steps for the transformation between the system of slavery to a common unity of free living beings. This is the land issue.
Yeah, well, true wealth in the world is the land.
Yeah.
Period. They need the land in order to do everything. That's why they want to control it. I mean, the Vatican has, like I said earlier, the Vatican split up Austria. There's two parts. I mean, literally. But the Vatican still owns it.
Well, the Vatican owns the whole world.
For the most, next to the Queen of England,
Yeah.
and the United States, who make claim to land. I mean, there's now a military base in Kosovo where they just literally seized free people's land and will not compensate them.
Yeah, they're chasing the people away from all around the areas like Syria and all. But it's been a long talk now for the people to listen to, and I think we leave it for a while. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you out there for recapitalizing.
I do what I can. I'm not going to say I do everything's correct.
Well, it's just one perspective.
It's just one perspective,
Yeah,
and we
it's
all
valid.
have a different perspective.
Right.
We all do.
And so let's make a common.
Read the poem by
Picture.
Chief Tecumseh.
The
That's
what?
a good Chief Tecumseh. Read the poem by Chief Tecumseh, Act of Valor. Look it up on our Act of Valor.
All right.
That's a good poem.
Thank you, danke. Und wer was nicht verstanden hat, bitte einfach wenn Fragen, der es verstehen kommt. Wir werden es wahrscheinlich nicht mit Untertitel verarbeiten, die ganze Szenerie. Und das nächste machen wir wieder mal auf Deutsch oder so. Danke, pfiat euch und einen wunderschönen guten Morgen. Yeah. Terrence hat einfach ganz viel rausgefunden. Ich habe schon recht viel rausgefunden. Das wollen wir miteinander auf den Tisch legen. Auch vielleicht Missverständnisse zwischen uns ein bisschen aufzuklären.
Was konkret für Missverständnisse?
Missverständnisse, wo vielleicht der eine sagt, es ist wichtig, dass man dagegen kämpft, dass Österreich besetzt ist. Und der andere sagt, wir brauchen nur auf Rollenzettel Plätze verzichten. Oder was politisch lösen und beim Geldsystem aussetzt. was Amerika damit zu tun hat, ist der Terrence einfach relativ gut informiert. Die Zusammenhänge, die großen Zusammenhänge, die jeder sehr akribisch zusammengesammelt hat, auf den Tisch legen und schauen, dass da was ein neues, klareres Bild entsteht. Um das geht es eigentlich.
Schalte ihn einmal noch aus, bitte.
Ja?
Und also das einschalten. Okay, und jetzt geht's dann.
It's time to take them off.
Terrence, you wear a knife. Are you
Yeah.
dangerous?
Depends on your perspective. You can put it this way. Attack. Schnitt. Kill. Knife. Tool. Even under the Gazette, still corporate bylaw, it is a tool, classified as a tool. Pump. It can do nothing without moving. So who is really what a weapon? You, me, him, her, with a knife. Same thing with a gun. I can do the exact same thing with my jacket, with your jacket, a pair of pants, shoe, or a hammer, or a screwdriver.
But why are you wearing this knife? That's my question.
One is my right. And two, I use it for half a dozen billion things on this planet other than trying to kill somebody or rob somebody. Attacks. Am I trained to use it in defense? Sure.
Okay. Would you say you are a peaceful person?
I would say so. Because I don't... Look, I agree with defending one's side. We have both a right and an obligation. We have a right as human beings, unalienable right as human beings, living entities to defend ourselves. You look anywhere in nature, all animals do the same, even down to the smallest bird who fly at hawks when they get too close to the nest. We all have the right to defend ourselves, but we do not have the right to attack or force through violence in any way, shape, or form, with any type of tool, whether it be your jacket or a knife or a gun. Your political, your religious, or your philosophy on anybody else. You don't have that. You have the right to think it, and you have the right to live it. You do not have the right to force anybody to violence. And under international law, that is the definition of terrorism. You use violence or threats or coercion to get people to comply to your philosophy, your political beliefs, your religious beliefs. That is international law.
So you don't attack anybody?
I don't attack anybody.
Okay. That was my question. Thank you.
I teach most people how to make fire. I got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old bushcrafting student. He can make fire with that or
You
there.
make fire with that?
Yeah.
Like
Because-
MacGyver?
I guess, if you want to call it that. I mean, you got fire stroke and a knife.
It's not only a knife.
No, you got a fire stroke.
Ah, okay.
And then you got snua. So with this, you can do multiple things, from fishing to building a shelter
For
to...
me, it's a little bit easier if you hold it in your hand.
I just don't want to do it threatening.
Oh, okay, okay.
I mean, so in the last 3 months, I've lost 3 teeth, got a knife wound, defending human rights, defending people around me. And the only thing I wanted to do in Folks Garden in the park was feed the birds and chill. And I had to stand up to protect 4 people from 8 bullies throwing pretty big rocks that could have hit him in the head. A child would have immediately been killed if one of those rocks hit him in the head. So, sanity. They don't want to stay on it. We need to fix them.